Chang here doing a tabletop review of the J-Point microelectronic reflex sight. I have this on my Glock 34 competition gun just to show that it is unloaded. What can I say? It's a red dot. Retails around $300. You can find a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, depending on the retailer. I do like this because this particular version, which is the J-Point-CD, it is a circle dot reticle. I'm a huge fan of the EOTech reticles with the donut of death, as some folks refer to it as. So any red dot sight that I use, I look for the circle and the dot. It helps me find the dot a little bit quicker. Unfortunately, I've been trying to get the dot to show up in camera, and I just can't do it. So I'll see if I can take a picture of it and post it at the end of the video. But this has a 65 MOA circle with a 1 MOA dot. I'm a big fan of smaller dots. Some people like having larger dots. Some of the RMRs or Holosuns, maybe they have a 2 or 4 or 6 MOA dot. I'm not a huge fan of big dots. I don't like obscuring faraway targets. So I like to look for red dot sights with a smaller central dot. The sight itself is a plastic body sight. Seems to hold up fairly well. I haven't purposely dropped this at all. Reports out on the internet, looking at other people's experiences, they seem to hold up just fine. The plastic body actually makes the sight very lightweight, so there's it's fairly unnoticeable that you have something on top. This is a Glock 34 Gen 4 MOS, and I did have to purchase a plate specifically for this mount. There is a company called Shield Sights, and they make a Glock MOS mounting plate specifically for the J-Points. They run about $100. Again, it depends on the retailer. I've seen these for the mid $80 from some retailers, but on average it's about $100. This red dot sight has a auto dimming feature, so depending on light conditions, there are no buttons for you to push in terms of getting it to go brighter or dimmer, which is a nice feature. It does come with a hard plastic cover that sits over top. That cover actually, when it's total darkness and it's not being moved, it will shut off the sight. When you pick it up, take the cover off. Once it's exposed, the light sensor is exposed, it'll turn the dot on, and again, based upon how much ambient light is around there, it will adjust the brightness of the light. Now, that's where my biggest complaint comes up. Depending on where I'm shooting, sometimes where I shoot, where the firing line is actually dark and the target is bright, or vice versa, and sometimes the sensor is just not smart enough to give me the right the right brightness setting. So that for me is a con in terms of, you know, pro versus con. That in terms is a con for me in terms of whether or not I want to keep this sight. So adjustability is really easy. I do have suppressor height sight, so if that does go down, I can still see. But other than that, it's a fairly decent value. JP Enterprises, those of you who aren't aware, they're really known for their competition ARs. They're fairly high end, so the product quality is there. For me though, I'm not a huge fan of the auto sensing. Even though it's a cool feature, sometimes it just gets a little bit annoying when I'm in a shooting bay that's kind of dark and the target is really brightly lit. The sight gets a little bit confused. I end up going back to the iron sights. So those are my thoughts. Just wanted to put that out there for you all in case you start seeing these going on sale. Maybe they go on clearance and you decide you want to pick one up. That's my experience with it. So there you go. As always, be safe. We'll see you out on the range. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. We do have other videos out there, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button and hit the bell over there on the right so that you get notified of when we put out new videos. Thank you very much, and we'll talk to you later.